Hey, what's up? Welcome back. It's the North Florida Sports Network. We got a great show for you coming up today. We have Jimmy Reno, as usual, in studio, and we also have we also have Miami contributor Justin. We're going to go over the Final Four, probably talk a little football, spring football that is, maybe a little college baseball, and maybe a little WrestleMania if we got Justin on the line.
How about a lot of WrestleMania?
A lot of WrestleMania. It's gonna.
That's why we brought in Justin, because I've got nothing on Miami spring football or Miami baseball. Well, you don't know. WrestleMania starts tomorrow.
All right. Well, let's get started. All right. Welcome back. It's Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the kids say?
I don't know, man. You got no job? You got shit to do?
Ain't got no turkey?
So, how's your bracket looking, Justin?
Actually,
yeah.
It was Saturday night and Sunday when my bracket finally got busted.
Oh wow!
Although I am still in the top 0.5% of all ESPN brackets.
Who'd you have winning it all?
I got UConn winning it all.
Yeah. I went with Houston. Damn it!
No, the greatest thing, like I was sending you the screenshots, was heading into the late games Saturday night last weekend of the Elite Eight. I was ranked 17,000 out of 23 million brackets.
Yeah.
I've never picked a winner in 25 years of filling out brackets. I've never picked the champion correct. I suck at filling out brackets
this year, man.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody beating UConn.
Because, man, would this be an epic collapse of being in the top 0.1% in the Elite Eight and then not even getting the champion correct?
Well, it's going to take a upset by someone, whether that be Alabama, who I think is probably the best chance.
You think they're better than Purdue?
No, but I just think that they matchup wise to beat them, just throwing threes up there. They shoot a lot of threes.
Yeah.
And they can play up tempo, and maybe they can outscore them. I see Villanova handling Purdue easily.
By Villanova, do you mean NC State?
No, by Villanova I mean UConn.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was seeing some Villanova highlight of Jay Wright not even reacting when he wins the national championship on the buzzer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great.
It hits later.
Yes.
You know one thing I love about this Final Four?
Yeah. It is a good Final Four.
And me and you have talked about this when we break down Canes basketball over the past couple of years.
Yeah, we didn't do that a lot this year though.
Yeah, no, because I was embarrassed. Although Omier still had a great year.
Yeah, he's going to do what he does. He obviously had no help. And
Matthew Cleveland poisoned my team.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Right.
That's what happened. Because Poplar could still ball, Joseph still balled.
What's the deal with Cleveland? Hey, has he declared? Has he said what he's doing?
He needs to get the hell out of Coral Gables.
Yeah. I just assumed that he would move on.
All I care about. That's all I care about. Get the hell out of Coral Gables.
He'd already be in the NBA, but he assumes a lot.
I did see. I didn't realize we were going to talk a little Miami basketball, but I did see that Nigel Pack is coming back for his 6th year.
Yeah, he's coming back. They just got
why not, man?
A transfer. They got a couple transfers already.
Well, I'm ready to see the kid George next year take a bigger role.
Yeah,
because me and Austin have talked about that kid George. That kid George is
he's
a
good.
baller. He's an NBA talent.
Right. Well, it's going to be, you can redo your roster a lot faster in college basketball, especially. But,
Oh yeah,
Unless you're Florida State, obviously.
well, I mean, even last year, it was
No, I mean, you got to have kids that want to come here first.
Well, Matt, you would say that, but look at Miami's season. They went from Final Four.
right, but that Miami hasn't had
with
three.
their point guard and the big guy coming back and getting a transfer.
Yeah, I
so
got
there was no way.
I got
we
it.
were talking before the season.
the poison pill, man.
Yeah,
it's
to
like
have the
it's
record
like
they
signing,
had is
It's like signing Kyrie Irving.
right, right. And then
Matthew Cleveland is Kyrie Irving.
Florida State didn't have a good year by any chance, but at least they finished over 500.
Well, they did. They showed a little bit of
And
that.
they-
the worst
did it
season
by
of all
beating
time
us.
last year.
Right.
Yeah.
And
But they're losing all of their players.
Funny that. Yeah. Well,
it's going to be hard to recruit somebody to Florida State right
Yeah.
now because
it's Hamilton's last year.
it's his last year, and Hamilton runs a very specific style of program
right.
that requires a very specific type of recruit.
Well, yeah.
It's
yeah.
gonna be
It's gonna
a
be
pain.
tough.
Well, we got NC State, a team that Hamilton beat right here.
Well,
I was
yeah,
at that
yeah, I
game,
mean-
and they're playing Purdue in the first game, and that's going to be a good matchup with DJ Burns and Edie, whatever.
Yeah, no, Edie's going to kill DJ Burns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
don't-
got too
DJ
much
Burns
size.
gets exposed.
Right.
I don't think he's,
Purdue wins this game by 20.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm with you there. The Cinderella story ends here.
right.
Well, just matchup wise, I mean,
Right.
Edie is a great defender. He's like 7'3".
Right.
And DJ Burns, as much as we all love this guy,
yeah.
he's like 6'7",
Right,
and
right.
he can't.
I think he's finally got enough length to counter that
He's
size.
got, the length is, it doesn't matter. He can just still be there. He doesn't even have to jump.
No, you don't even
Yeah,
have to
exactly.
body check him. You
Just
can
put
just,
his arms
the-
up.
I might as well be posting him up.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, because I mean, the problem is like as great as DJ Burns' feet are in the post. I mean, his footwork looks like Elijah Wan. His
Yeah, he's
footwork
really-
is freaking amazing.
right.
But I mean, dude can't jump up from the freaking roadway to the curb.
Yeah.
Right.
He's got very little elevation.
Yeah, and Edie's got like 7 inches on him, and on top of that is a great defender.
Yeah.
So Burns is going to be. Yeah, I think Purdue wins in a blowout.
I hope not. I don't want to see that. I'm looking forward.
I don't either.
I mean,
I don't
this-
either.
I don't know why I have this game. This is usually they put the least intriguing game, the first game, but I'm more intrigued for this game. I guess it's because of that matchup right there. The contrasting. You get
Yeah.
the
Well,
big
any-
guy because
any
Purdue
team-
plays
Gotta-
predictable,
Any
and
team
you know
in
what's
NC
coming,
State's
and it's not really that fun to watch because it's big man. He's just bigger on offense. They're going to run the pick and roll or the rim job offense where
Yeah,
they
the
just
rim
throw
job.
it up to the rim and he takes care of the job.
Yeah.
Hey, but
Yeah. But no, see, when he tries to do that rim job, then fat DJ Burns undercuts him.
right. Well, that's
Edie
foul
falls down
trouble's
one
gonna be
time.
Foul
Edie-
trouble.
Yes,
If that-
that's the best shot for NC
Right,
State
they
is
gotta
that
go
if
at
Burns can get
Spec,
Edie
yeah.
in foul trouble early.
You have to go at him, and we'll see.
they haven't lost in a month. Over a month.
Right. NC State's
That's what's
hot.
crazy. Like it would be a
And,
Yeah, which means they're due.
honestly, of all the 1 seeds that we were doing a bracket show before the tournament, and I don't think I was alone in this, but nobody really had confidence in Purdue.
nah. Just
I had
because of their history.
Purdue losing in the Sweet 16 because
Yeah.
I don't trust Purdue.
Right. I had them losing in the second round. So
Did Edie do this during the regular season? Did he just
yeah,
dominate
he
everybody?
Yeah.
he does
Yeah.
this. He's got that's the thing. He's gotten better.
Yeah.
And you got to give him credit.
Yeah, because he did
It's
it
just-
last season too.
Because
Edie
you
was thoroughly
right.
dominant in the regular season last season, and then they lost
right.
round one.
And the formula has not changed to beat him. And you were saying that last time, Jimmy, is saying you have to put you go ahead and let him do his
let him do
thing
what he's
and let
gonna do.
everybody else do
Guard
it. But
everybody
he's even
else.
doing that even better.
Yeah,
Where
but he's different.
He is scoring now 41.
I was
points
using the Ja
efficiently.
Morant comparison, and he's
Right.
just that's a different player. Different,
Dude, if you drop 40 and 16 in a college basketball game,
Right. With only barely 20 shots.
and that's just really the offensive
So
not to mention the shots he affects on the other end.
Right. Yeah, exactly. There's no just let him go off and you win. Yeah. You have to find a way to minimize what he does.
It definitely feels like it's going to take him having a bad game for Purdue to lose.
Oh, it could happen though.
Yeah.
You know what it's going to take? It's going to take UConn.
Yeah, and that's who we got in the second game. And honestly, they look like a well-oiled machine, like a legendary college basketball team, when it goes down history books. It's going to be another big man versus big man matchup if we get UConn and Purdue, which I think it's going to be.
And I think was it Klingman? I think he's much more Klingen or what? I can't even say it's
loaded,
but he's much more suited to go up against Edie than DJ Burns. I mean,
yes, he is, because they got about the same size at the very least.
They can beat you in any way.
They remind me a lot of those Florida teams, man.
And they're both the big kid from UConn and Edie are old school low post players.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, how about 3 out of the 4 Final Four teams have old school low post players at the center of their team? Yep.
It's a fun Final Four. It really.
I mean,
is.
if you like '90s basketball,
honestly,
dude, I love '90s basketball.
Yeah, I
do too. Me and Austin talked about it on almost every time we talked about the Canes because O'Meara was a '90s basketball style guy.
Yeah. It's a fun Final Four.
Reminds me of Corliss Williams.
And it starts tonight too because the women's game, thanks to Caitlin Clark. I mean.
And Beckers.
I mean, think about it. She's a legendary player. I mean, she just broke the all-time scoring record, and so we'll see if she's able to win anything. But it rated higher than all but one of the NBA Finals games, her last game. So people are tuning in. She's playing tonight against UConn.
Yes, big game.
That's a big game. That's an interesting game.
Caitlin Clark loses. How about that?
Yeah. She's going to need that's the thing. You're going to need her to hit 9 threes.
Oriema's going to come up with a game plan, and then that little blonde chick from UConn's going to go off.
Yeah, what's it?
It felt
Beckers, Paige Beckers.
Yeah, Paige Becker, that's her name. Because she's not even like one of the big taller girls that plays. I mean, she's what, maybe 6 foot?
And then you have NC State how about NC State? They have the women's and the men's in the Final Four. They're going up against the undefeated South Carolina
team. That's another, they're a machine, man.
Yeah.
South Carolina boat races.
You got two heavy favorites here in UConn in the men's and South Carolina in the women's.
I think both favorites win big.
You have an epic star here in Caitlin Clark. She's the biggest star.
They beat South Carolina.
She's the biggest star
last year
in college basketball, which is pretty crazy. I don't think you could ever. Is there even when you had UConn had those those players? There was someone.
I would say, remember
game.
Cheryl Swoops might have been the biggest star, or maybe Lisa Leslie.
I'm just saying, in all of college basketball, it's undeniable. Right now, this year, the biggest star is Caitlin Clark. Maybe last year too.
No, that's what I was getting at. That the biggest stars I remember from women's college basketball would have been Lisa Leslie, and Cheryl Swoops, and even going back, this is Cheryl Miller.
Yeah, so she's most popular.
UConn had a run
women's basketball player of all time,
where every player they put out for years, like Rebecca Lobo.
I know, but
Diana Taurasi.
No. And I think it also kind of
they didn't capture. Nobody captured the country like this.
Yeah, the games are sold out.
The men's talent is down, man. G League and
that's a combo thing too. You're right with the G League and the pay and all the kinds of professional leagues you can go.
Right.
The college, and you can transfer anywhere.
You know what? Speaking about the G League, how about this? I think Caitlin Clark could make a roster in the G League.
Well, they're gonna. Shoot, she got offered by Ice Cube $5 million.
Yeah, the 3-3. Yeah, no, but I think she legit.
Go to WNBA and make plenty off endorsements alone. It'll be fine.
No, but I legitimately think that she is skilled enough that she could make a G League roster. I mean, I don't think she could lead a team in the G League to the title, but she could be the number 9 person on the bench.
Steal some minutes in the G.
You're going to get any GM would want to do that because, Yeah, I mean, any owner is going to want to do that.
Right,
you're going to pretty much make it a
Yeah.
sellout for every game because she's drawn all
Dude,
kinds
it's the
of
same reason
eyeballs.
why Mac McClung still keeps getting signed is because they want to have him on their G League team so they can have a representative in the dunk contest.
You can't play basketball, but you can jump.
No, I mean, I'm interested though. I'm actually interested in tonight's game. I got, coach pitch game. I'm going to attend, but
are you going to be able to stay up and watch it?
I'll be watching.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll be watching.
Start to like 9:30 something.
Oh, that's fine. I'll be watching. I'll be watching the basketball this weekend, man.
About 9:30. About 9:30 instead of watching.
This is one of the better times of the year in terms of sports. That's not.
It's our last pop before the misery of the summer.
Right. 'Cause you get your Final Four. You get you still spring is in the air for baseball. You have excitement there, and then you have, for me at least, the Masters right around the corner. And I'm a big fan of that. So this time is really cool. I love it. The Final Four looks to be really interesting, but I think that ends there. I think
favorites ride.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like to me you have it being really boring Final Four for the men's side.
Well, here's my exciting pick for the men's Final Four. Alabama with the backdoor cover.
That was just going to get there. Alabama is
the spread is 11 and a half.
You know why? Because they have 3 transfers from like mid majors, and it's a different type of team. You have to establish now. You have to get an older veteran squad where
get a mix.
Yeah. You would have thought last year when they had the lottery.
I'm going to tell you right now, I can't remember his name. His name escapes me. The guy they got out of high school last year, that's the guy that's going to have to go off. None of those transfers. That's the guy that just when he takes over the game, he's got the size and explosiveness. I believe it's the Stevenson kid. I can't remember. I'm looking it up.
Dynamite
drop in, but they do. They got those mid-major transfers, but
that broadcasting school is really paying off.
That Grant Nelson kid, if he tries to go in the lane against Kling, done.
Yeah,
he doesn't have the physicality.
I just don't see anybody.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody really. Yeah, the only reason I think Alabama gets a backdoor cover is not because UConn is not 12 points better. It's because UConn will give up and Alabama will bomb some late minute threes and lose by 8.
Yeah. The way college basketball games end, it's always kind of closer than it really was.
Yeah, and what I do think will be a great matchup though, if how it goes down. I want to see Purdue UConn at this point.
That's what I want to see too. The defending champs versus the
best player.
Yeah, the 2-time player of the year. He's going to win it again.
If he doesn't, it's a robbery.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a matchup. Hopefully, you have good games Saturday. I really think NC State's hot. Hopefully, they have other weapons. Danny Cannell's.
They're going to need him, man, because everybody's going to be gunning.
They need Ben Middlebrooks. They need the other guys to step up.
You know why I'm not that concerned whether the games are good on Saturday?
Oh, yes. And I
finally getting to the meat of it.
Yeah,
man.
the meat of it, man. Because what do we got? I think there's something going on.
WrestleMania, 2 nights, baby, Saturday and Sunday.
You got The Rock.
The Rock is making his comeback. I can't break down the rest of the card for you because I don't freaking care. All I care about is The Rock coming back. And The Rock is coming back in a tag team match, which for wrestling fans that are up to date on the storylines, this is an amazing match. It's The Rock and Roman Reigns, the WWF champion, versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. And then Sunday night's main event is Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns for the WWE title.
Man, it's like you're a kid again.
I just got chills.
Yeah, when's the first time you started watching WrestleMania? I remember I don't even watch. Even me, everybody has to have some memories of WrestleMania.
The first WrestleMania I remember watching was WrestleMania 4 when Macho Man won the belt.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was before Macho Man and Hulk Hogan teamed up to make the Mega Powers. Because the Mega Powers was WrestleMania 5.
It was big, man. I even WrestleMania was huge. It was a big deal.
Right. Still, up there at the Turtles, the video store, you could rent them.
Yeah.
They'd come out like after every year.
Right.
And that's how we would get it if we didn't have pay-per-view. We'd just go up and rent the one from last year.
Oh, yeah.
I remember renting the No Holds Barred pay-per-view.
That's where you got Stone Cold, I believe, versus The Rock on one year, right?
Yes, that would have been WrestleMania 17.
Jesus. All right. Look at you.
Yeah, man. They had a little rivalry going there for a minute, man.
They had a fantastic rivalry.
Yeah, Stone Cold, man. How did we get to Stone Cold? How did you get the nickname or the verse?
Well, first he had to lose the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Well, this is how it all goes down. I'll give you the whole history. I had a dog in high school that I named Stone Cold.
Well, my name's Austin. I have a shirt that says Austin 316.
As you should.
Yes. A good buddy of mine bought it for me. I should have it. I should wear it all the time. Anyway.
So Stone Cold started out as a long, blonde-haired, pretty boy.
Yeah.
Named Stunning Steve Austin.
Stunning Steve.
Stunning Steve Austin.
Was DiBiase was his manager, right?
No. I'm even going further back.
Okay.
This is when he was in WCW and he had long blonde hair and he was Stunning Steve Austin. He was part of a tag team called the Hollywood Blondes with Flying Brian Pillman.
Oh, man, rest in peace. Former Cincinnati Bengal.
Yes, former Cincinnati Bengal special teamer. I loved Flying Brian.
Yeah.
And so they were tag team champions. Stone Cold got hurt, and then Eric Bischoff fired him.
Oof.
So Stone Cold then went to ECW for a short period of time.
Yeah,
And he still had the blonde hair. And when he was at ECW, he was cutting shoot promos on Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon.
That's awesome.
Then WWF signed him. Well, then WWF, now WWE copyrights. And when they signed him, they didn't know what to do with him. And so they gave him the gimmick of the ringmaster. He knows every move. And that was when he was with Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, some of the failed gimmicks are just like...
It was so generic and boring of a gimmick. And then he talked about it on this documentary I saw when he was recovering from an injury, and he's like, man, he was talking to his wife, drinking a beer. He's like, man, this ringmaster crap isn't working. He's like, I'm getting to the age, like, if I don't pop soon, this is not gonna work. Like, I'm gonna have to go sell insurance or something.
Yeah.
And then
the rest of my life.
Then his wife had fixed him some food and set it on the table, and he was sitting there rambling on and on and on. And she's like, all right, Steve, you're right. Now, why don't you just shut the hell up and eat that food before it turns stone cold? And he's like, ooh, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And then when he actually became Stone Cold was at the King of the Ring, 1996. He was fighting for the King of the Ring title against Jake the Snake Roberts.
Damn, Jake the Snake. Legend.
And Jake had he was no longer carrying around the bag with the snake and Damien.
He'd gotten clean at that point, and he was doing yeah.
And his gimmick was like, born again Christian, like, I'm no longer the mean bad guy Jake the Snake. I would quote Bible verses and stuff. Stone Cold went out there, whooped his ass in like 3 minutes. And then when they were crowning him King of the Ring, he cut the famous promo, which everybody says essentially started the Attitude Era. Not just gave us Stone Cold, but started the Attitude Era. And it was when he's up there and he's getting interviewed, and he's like, You talk about your Psalms, you talk about your John 3:16. Well, Austin 3:16 says, I just whipped your ass.
Yes, sir.
And then it's like, oh my God, wrestling changed.
Right.
Yeah.
That night, wrestling changed.
Right. Now, is that, you think you'll probably get a surprise sighting out of Stone Cold? You're going to have some appearances that aren't on the card that are going to show up.
Always on WrestleMania, you have these random guys coming back.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think Stone Cold, because we've already got The Rock, so the Attitude Era is already covered.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's a different time. You can't oversaturate it with.
Yeah, because I mean, Triple H is now head of creative.
What about Goldberg?
Nah,
Goldberg's hot garbage.
Yeah, he was gimmick. He was just like, all right, we're just gonna bring this guy in, and he's never gonna lose, and then he was terrible. He ended Bret Hart's career early.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So if you could, how would you write it? Who's your surprise guest?
All right. So here's how I write it. Saturday night in the main event, you got that Roman Reigns Rock versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins.
All right.
So I've got The Rock and Roman Reigns winning that one, but this is how the win goes down. Cody Rhodes gets his ass kicked up and down by Roman Reigns and The Rock throughout the entire fight. Cody Rhodes looks feeble. And then The Rock does all his signature stuff. You know, he hits a rock bottom. He does a people's elbow.
Yeah.
He probably people's elbows both Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, he does it big, man. It's Rock. He's going to do all it. Yeah.
Yeah, and The Rock's gimmick currently is the final boss.
Okay.
Because The Rock, Roman Reigns and The Rock are cousins. And The Rock is part of a huge wrestling family that includes Rikishi, Yokozuna, The Rock, Roman Reigns, and The Rock's dad, Rocky Johnson, The Rock's grandfather, High Chief Peter Maivia.
Yeah, because when we broke in, he was going by Rocky Maivia when he first,
Oh, God, well, he was so cheesy.
Yeah. Yeah, Nation of Domination, and
Oh, when he turned to the Nation of Domination was when The Rock was created.
I'm sorry. I'm more of a Stone Cold guy.
So I got, and that's how I got that going down. Cody Rhodes just gets his ass beat up and down.
Okay.
And The Rock and Roman Reigns win the main event Saturday night.
All right.
Sunday night, which is Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns for the WWE title. And Roman Reigns has had the title now for like 2 years.
Right.
It's got to go to somebody else.
And this is where it goes to Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Cody Rhodes gets his ass whooped, so you think in the tag team match. So you're thinking coming into the title match, all right, he's done. He couldn't compete.
Right.
And then The Rock is going to have a run-in at some point. And The Rock's going to have a run-in in that match when the ref's not looking or the ref's knocked down or something like that. The Rock's going to hit Cody Rhodes with a rock bottom and a people's elbow. Then the ref comes...
Yeah.
Then the ref comes in, crawls into the ring. Roman Reigns covers him. 1, 2. Oh my God, Cody Rhodes kicks out.
Yeah.
Then Cody Rhodes makes a massive comeback and wins the strap. Maybe even Seth Rollins. And you know what? If you want to get even crazier with another throwback run in, after Cody Rhodes kicks out, The Rock tries to interfere again. And then all of a sudden, John Cena's music hits.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, you could write, man. You could write for this.
I like it.
It's almost like I've been watching wrestling for 40 years.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. You said he's Dusty Rhodes' kid, right?
Yeah, he's Dusty Rhodes' youngest kid.
So that means Goldust is his older brother.
Yeah, he's Goldust's younger brother.
Okay. And what was it? Dustin Runnels, right? That was Goldust. Dustin.
Yeah, well, he was actually he was Dustin Rhodes, but they called him Dustin Runnels.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they did that because then his wife Marlena was Terry Runnels.
Yeah, that's right.
And yeah, it was all just kind of like a Emilio Estevez, Martin Sheen situation.
I remember that. All right. Damn, that's crazy, man. Dusty Rhodes had that's 3-4 decades. He's had kids doing wrestling.
Oh, and speaking of that, you remember from back in the 80s, remember Cowboy Bob Orton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he's Kyle Orton. Yeah, I know Kyle Orton.
Randy, that's Randy Orton's dad. Randy Orton's wrestling again.
Oh, for real?
Yes, Randy Orton's got a match this weekend. I don't know who it's against, but I know Randy Orton's fighting this weekend because I haven't been able to keep up with the newest stuff because most of the new wrestling characters kind of suck.
Yeah.
But I do know Randy Orton's fighting because I got a buddy that has been watching Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and stuff and like trying to get back into it like we were in the 90s. And he confirms that it's crap, a lot of it. And he fast forwards to certain parts, like a 2-hour show, he watches 20 minutes.
Yeah. They just got to get new writers, man, new gimmick, new something.
Hire me. Triple H, hire me. I just wrote your WrestleMania weekend.
Well, I know. And we got to get out of here, but I mean,
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
This guy could keep going, man. We're going to write the whole script. The next 10 WrestleManias.
I'll tell you,
I'm going to come up with Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. I'm going to write the script for Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. Dude, we'll do that podcast Monday morning.
Oh, here we go.
Every Monday we're going to do it.
Every Monday. This is what I would do for Monday Night Raw tonight.
It's going to be fun.
Right up until you get that cease and desist letter from, what is it now? Who's in charge? Is it Shane McMahon?
No, Shane, Vince, and Stephanie are all having all kinds of issues because Vince is
I tell you what, I'm looking forward to anything other than hearing more about these quarterbacks in the draft.
Vince is the puff daddy. You're right.
Drake May's the best quarterback.
I know.
For 3 years.
I mean, it feels like 3 years.
Yeah,
because like this damn hype over these
tell you right now,
quarterbacks and everybody in the draft every year it just gets prolonged, gets more and more. So I just want to. Give me the Final Four. Give me the WrestleMania. Give me the golf. And just tell me when the draft starts, and I'll watch it on the ticker. Because I'm so tired of hearing everybody's dadgum analogy of these players who are done playing. They're not going to play anymore. I don't know.
I already told you guys a couple of years ago when North Carolina played in week 0 against FAMU.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And I said Drake May should be the #1 pick in the draft whenever he comes out. I'm standing by it. Caleb Williams is going to be a bust.
We'll find out in another 4 years.
In 6 more weeks.
Yeah. They're going to move the draft back where it's literally like before the season, like a week before the season. I know.
2 games of Drake May, and we know.
Right.
Drake May is a star. I've been saying it for years. I don't care what anybody on ESPN says. Drake May he's the next awesome quarterback.
Yep. Well, we got baseball to get to next week. Florida State, Miami on the Diamond. We'll talk to the animal Johnny Mack before then, and we got the Final Four to watch, WrestleMania to watch. We'll do all that, and we'll react to it, and we'll talk to you next time, right here on the North Florida Sports Network.
We had to go. Our ride was here. We got a shuttle to our